In today's video, I will show you how you can display the player's FPS just like this. Let's get started. Alright, so first I will show you how to write out the function, and then I will show you two use cases using top bar plus by Forever HD and the standard Screen GUI's text label. So first, I'll insert a local script into starter GUI. I'm going to rename it to FPS. You can do whatever you want. And then while editing the script, I'm going to write two variables. First one's going to be run service equals game get service, run service. The second variable is going to be player FPS equals 0. Now I will define a function called run FPS, and outside of the function I'll write task.spawn run FPS. This will call run FPS as if it's another thread or another script. Now in the function run FPS, I'm going to write a couple variables. The first one will be local time function equals run service is running and time or os.clock. The next variables will be local start, last iteration. And the last variable in run FPS would be local frame update table equals curly brackets. Now I will define a local function heartbeat, if I can spell it, parentheses. Now outside of this function, under it, I will write start equals time function. And then under where I set start, I'll write run service dot heartbeat connect heartbeat. That is going to our local function. Now in this local function, I will set last iteration equals time function. Now I will write out a for loop for index equals hashtag frame update table, comma 1, comma -1. Do. Index is the current index that the loop is going through. Hashtag frame update table will return the length of the table, how many objects are in it. The first one will be where the indexing stops. So once index equals 1, it won't continue past there. And then -1 is the increment direction. Index will go down, so if the frame update table is equal to 100, then index will be 100, then 99, 98, and etc. So now in the for loop, I will write frame update table square brackets index plus 1 equals frame update table square brackets index is greater or equal than last iteration -1 and frame update table index or nil. So now what this line does is the next index in frame update table is equal to the current index or nil. It'll check if the current index is larger or equal than the last iteration minus 1. If that's true, it'll return the current index. If it's not, it'll be nil. Now outside of this, I will set frame update table square brackets 1 equals last iteration. So I'm setting the first index of frame update table to the last iteration. Now I will set player FPS equals math.floor returns the largest integer smaller than or equal to x. Time function minus start greater or equal than 1 and frame update table, or hashtag frame update table divided by parentheses. Now in those parentheses I'll do time function minus start. What this line does is we're setting the variable player FPS to the new frames, the FPS of the player. So first up, time function minus start. If it's larger or equal to 1, it will return the current index, the length of the table. And if it's not, if it's smaller, it will return the length of frame update table divided by time function minus start. And then floor just returns the largest integer, removing all of the decimals of x. And now under this line I'll write warn player FPS. Now we can go play test this to see if it has worked. And now if we look here in the console, if I clear it a couple times, I'm getting about 130 going down frames because I'm printing to the output so many times. So that's working so far. So now if we stop, now if we look over this, you have now just written a FPS function. And now you can access this player FPS variable from anywhere in your script. Like if you had a event, the on server event, or on invoke a event, you could return what the player FPS is. So now that you have that all written out, I will now show you a couple examples. Here's example 2, which is where I use the top bar plus Y Forever HD. Here is the dev forum link. I'll leave that in the description. I'm requiring the top bar. I'm creating a label, setting its default text label value to FPS 999, setting its font, setting its position, and then locking it. And then down here, I'm just setting the label's text. So now if I undisable this script, if I play test, you can see that it's working up here displaying your FPS. That is just one example. And now, my second example, I'll enable this script, make this visible. The text label is above by where the top bar is. I will now play. And then there you go. There's your frames right there with the text label. With this example, I have the local script nested in the text label for the FPS. Then I have a reference to the GUI object, which is its parent. And then I'm setting the text of the GUI to the frames. There you have it. Now you know how to display the user's FPS with examples. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you need any help. And have a good day.